You have police raiding the homes of anti-cop city organizers in Atlanta, part of a brutal crackdown on dissent against the police training facility. The SWAT raid and charges against the protests fund are unprecedented. So what it sounds like is essentially just because activists are getting together, putting money together to help these protesters get out of jail, a bail fund, which is one of the most basic organizing concepts that people take part in at the local level, they're making it illegal. And then they're also charging some of these people with terrorism charges. And that is in a city with a Democratic mayor, like you said.
Yeah, and so, the whole thing about the Democratic Party like protecting us from fascism is so ridiculous because I don't know if you all remember, but people were trying to sound the alarms in 2020 when Biden was um, putting changes into the definitions of domestic violent extremists, and he put anti-fascists into that group. He put climate activists into that group. And that set the stage for what's happening in Atlanta right now. They are trying to label climate protesters and police abolitionists as domestic violent extremists, quote unquote domestic terrorists. And that should be extremely alarming for everyone around the country. And this is happening under a Biden presidency. This is Biden actually enforcing these things and having these policies put out, and happening under a Democratic mayor. And there are 40 plus people have been arrested and charged with domestic terrorism. They shot and killed Tortuguita, who was a climate protester who was sitting in his tent in the forest, and the cops raided their area, and shot and killed them while they had their hands up. And then yesterday, they arrested people with the Atlanta Solidarity bail fund, and they're threatening RICO charges against a bail fund. And this is actually fucking fascism. And so I don't buy any scare tactics from the Democrats about protecting us from fascism and scaring us about Trump and DeSantis. This shit is happening right now under Joe Biden. And like Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff are fucking quiet about what's happening. Like, this kid got murdered in the forest so they could build a $90 million police training facility. And that should shake all of us to our core. And so, yeah, when we talk about electoral politics and all of these things, the Democratic Party, they're doing it to themselves, and they would rather toe the line. Joe Biden said that there needs to be 100,000 more cops on our streets. We have Democratic mayors like Eric Adams, Karen Bass, Andre Dickens, Jacob Frey. They all go for more police funding in their cities. And so what makes them different from right-wing, conservative, reactionary mayors? And it's all quote unquote blue and liberal and progressive. It's bullshit. And so when Democrats fucking lose elections, it's on them.